Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We are almost ready to go, folks. I will be back with you here in just a minute. Just getting a couple of quick things taken care of. Hope you are all ready to have a fantastic day. Hey, good morning, folks. Good afternoon, good evening. Everybody, thank you for being here. Sorry, I am a little bit discombobulated. I have a little bit of a runny nose today, but I am excited to be here with you. And moments like this in the crypto markets can certainly be, frustrating. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I am loving what is going on. From one standpoint, I do appreciate the opportunity to be able to jump in and grab some of my favorite tokens at discounts. On the other end, though, folks, I mean, I understand that it's frustrating to watch your portfolio, disintegrate. I had a token that probably peaked at about 24 cents roughly a week or so ago, maybe 2 weeks now. That's all the way down to around, 13 cents. So you're talking, 20, I think it was about $2,700 worth of the token that it was worth at, at 24 cents. And now here at 13 cents, it's worth, darn near, half of that, a $1,300, $1,400 bill. And that's never fun. That was actually a token that I was going to be using to for life a little bit. I've got a long-term portfolio where I'm holding and looking forward to the next 6, 12, 18 months. But, I also have a life that I have to live here in the short term. And so it's a juggling act for me. So I definitely am excited on one hand and frustrated on the other. So if any of you can relate to that, then you're probably, right there with me. The good news for a lot of folks like yourselves that are watching here on the YouTube channel is if you do have an outside income, if you do have a job or a business that you own, something that creates income for you outside of crypto, then the more money that you have that you can deploy in markets like this, then probably the more excited I would be if I were you to have an opportunity, to make something happen like this. Hey, Rocky, what you doing? Come here. Ugh. Rocky wants to get in on the YouTube a little bit today. Me and my family, we got 3 cats. This here is Rocky. She is a cute little thing, got that white nose. Kind of a funny story. When we got the cats, we thought we were getting 2 girl cats and 2 boy cats. We got one for my daughter who moved out. That's why we only got 3. But long story short, we ended up with 4 girl cats. We didn't realize it. So Rocky was named when we thought she was a boy, and then we just decided to keep Rocky as her name. We also have another one that looks very similar to her that's all black, though. It doesn't have any white on her nose. And that's kind of my cat, the one that I picked out. And once again, I thought it was a boy cat when I got it, and I named it Maverick. And Maverick then turned out to be a girl cat too. Hey, if you want to be up here, you got to be in here. You can't get on the computer screen. But anyway, so these are our little kitties. They're just about a year old now. So right about the time that I got these cats was when I had to put down my my other cat. And so we put down our cat that was about 13, 14 years old, and then had an opportunity to, my daughter really wanted a kitten, so we had an opportunity to grab a kitten for my daughter, and we decided that we were going to want some more kitties too. Yeah. And so we ended up with a whole house full of cats. And on top of that, we got 3 dogs too. So we're not people that just love one or the other. We got 3 dogs and we got 3 cats at this point in time. It's a quite a household. Come on, cat. Now I can't get rid of her. She was laying all quiet over by herself, and now she wants to really be up here in my lap sometimes. So let me run over, folks. Sorry for the little cat escape there. Let's run over to CoinGecko and see if I can make a little bit of sense out of some of this craziness that we are experiencing here. Let's go here. Nope, that didn't do it. Oh, I know what I got to do. I got to add that to the stage. There we go. So good morning, Eric. Want to shout out everybody in the chat that is watching. Thank you very much for being here. Good morning. We also got Dave P. Good morning, Dave. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Appreciate you both being here. Let me see. Eric says, my son wants a girl cat with a boy name so it doesn't pee everywhere. Yeah, nice. Good thinking. I wish that worked. We need to get ours neutered. We haven't had an opportunity to get them neutered yet. Luckily, they're indoor cats, so we haven't had any problems with a bunch of pregnancies. But when they go into heat, they definitely do their best to try to get out of the house. So we got to keep a quick eye on them. Hi, good morning, Genuine. Afternoon here. Yeah, I guess it is getting to be afternoon in most of the world. Over here on the West Coast, it's still morning, but East Coast and beyond, it is afternoon. And in some cases, if you're on the other side of the world, it might even be Thursday morning now. But welcome, Genuine. Good to have you here. And so we're just going over, the title of this video was something along the lines of how to, 1000x your portfolio and how to deal with this, downturn. And so, folks, let me take a look here at CoinGecko. I woke up this morning to this sea of red. Bitcoin now is down 12% for the last 7 days, and it just continues to go down. It's now sitting at just above 60,000. Ethereum has ran down back into, the 2K range at 2,900. And you can just see here that everything is getting, the heck beat out of it. Solana was up over $200 not long ago, all the way down to 128, down 23% for the last week. And normally, the lower you go down the list, the worse it gets. You got Dogecoin down 24%, Cardano down 24%. And what you got to remember is that the week before this was pretty poor too. So they're not really down. Like here, Polkadot is showing is down 23%. But that's really not a good indication of Polkadot, because if you go out here on the 1 month chart here for Polkadot, you can see where it was all the way up over, $10 here, showing it was up over almost at $11 at one point in time. It's not showing quite that. I wonder if we got to go out slightly further. Yeah, so here we go on a 3-month chart. You can see right back here on May 14th. So it's been just over a month, or March 14th. March 14th, it was sitting at over $11. So, you're talking about over a 40% retracement since March 14th here. So just over 30 days. And most of your altcoins, folks, are going to have similar, charts like that. So we go over here, Dimitra, is a token that I'm actually getting ready to do another video on. This is a token that I've been backing and talking about now for a year and a half. If you go back to its 3-month chart, you see over the last few days here, Dimitra down 31% over the last 14 days. And if we go out to its 3-month chart, you can see, kind of a similar spike. This token peaked all the way on March 21st, so less than a month ago, peaked all the way up here at, 20, closing in on 25 cents. And now it's down to 13 cents in the last, less than 30 days. So we're talking, pretty close to a 50% retracement. And so a lot of you folks are probably getting nervous. You're looking at your portfolio and your $10,000 is worth $6,000, or your $100,000 is worth $40,000, and you're wondering what in the heck is going on. And the good news, if I can give you any hope at all, folks, is that fortunately and unfortunately, this is just crypto. I mentioned last week on this stream how one of my buddies was like, what is happening? I thought that Bitcoin was supposed to have this meteoric rise once it halved, that this halving was a huge event. Well, the halving is important, folks, but historically, the halving hasn't really changed the price of Bitcoin until several months after the halving actually happens, is when the supply shock and the demand kicks in and Bitcoin goes crazy. So Bitcoin halved in May of 2020. It really didn't go and start doing anything special until more like November, December of 2020. And then between December 2020 and May of 2021 was when it just had its absolute explosion all the way up to its previous all-time high of, 60. Well, it went to 64,000-ish in May. Then we had a really bad June and July, and then August, September, October were pretty good, and it peaked again in 2021, in November of 2021 at about 68,000. But its first really big run up was basically, about 6 months after the halving. So, what does that mean? Well, it means that I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get any significant, like incredible price action like we had over the last few months. I've said it many, many times that the only reason I believe that we got this massive pump over the last 3, 4, 5, 6 months was because of the Bitcoin ETF, the exchange traded fund getting approved, created something that was unprecedented in cryptocurrency's history. And these funds had to be buying Bitcoin. And I think it created some excitement in the traditional markets. It brought some new people into crypto. And it was kind of a buy the rumor, sell the news event. So for those of you that aren't familiar with that term, there's a lot of things that happen in the financial markets where just the rumor of something happening. So for instance, in crypto, Binance is one of the top exchanges, if not the number one exchange. It's always a fantastic thing when a token gets listed on Binance. And if something happens where news comes out that a token is going to get listed on Binance, and it's a fairly, what's the right word for it? A fairly good looking rumor, so it looks like it's got a lot of truth to it. And it looks like there's a very high likelihood that the news is correct. a lot of times you'll see these tokens do a huge pump. And then because they've done this massive pump, when they actually finally do list on Binance, they come back down to earth a little bit. Now, in other situations, if the token really didn't have any news and it just gets an announcement and it gets listed on Binance, there's a lot of times where a token will make some massive moves when it hits Binance. And that's one of the reasons why people get excited when they hear that something is going to hit Binance. Same thing with Coinbase. Not as much these days, but man, back in 18, 19, 20, even 21, if a token was rumored to going to be getting listed on Coinbase, that usually gave it, it gave it a high amount of legitimacy, because most of the time Coinbase was vetting its tokens and it was hard to get on Coinbase. So if a token got rumored to go onto Coinbase, a lot of times it would pump on all of the other exchanges and wherever you could buy it before it actually hit Coinbase. And then when it hit Coinbase, it might do a little bit, but most of the gains were to be made by buying the rumor, not waiting for it to hit Coinbase and then buying it, which is what a lot of people would do. They would sit back and say, man, I'm going to have my money ready. When this thing hits Coinbase, I'm going to buy it and it's going to go crazy. And what actually happened was that it went crazy on some of the smaller exchanges where it was a little bit harder to be bought before it ever hit Coinbase. So, with that, folks, I think that what we're experiencing right now, although not exactly like what happened in 2021, where Bitcoin ran all the way up to about $64,000 in 2021, May of 2021. And then the rest of May, all of June, and all of July, it just came crashing back down. And it went all the way back to a low of around $27,000, if I remember correctly. So we're talking, over a 50% retracement. And folks, this is just normal in crypto. I was telling my buddy the other day that I wouldn't be surprised if we see, $45,000 Bitcoin. Now, we're not going to just probably go all the way from where we're at 60 down to 45. I was listening to Sam Price on Crypto Lifer a little bit earlier today, and it was pretty evident that he looks, looking at the charts, he thinks that we're going to see a dip down to around 58,000, looks likely. Now, nothing is for sure. When we're talking probabilities, it might be 65 or 70% likely that Bitcoin is going to dump lower. Well, that still gives us a 30% chance of it going higher. Even in a really bearish scenario where, say, it was 80% to continue dumping, that would still give us a 20% chance. And, as a poker player, I can tell you 20% happens a lot more often than it feels like it was going to, happen. So it might sound like I'm being a little wishy-washy and telling you that I'm not sure what is going to happen, but that's just the truth. Nobody has a crystal ball, and any influencer that gets up here and just tells you this is what's going to happen, I would run. I would run for your life, because there's no way that person really truly knows what is going to happen. I've been saying for a long time now that I thought this was coming, but at the same time, I just kept looking at the charts and watching people like Crypto Lifer, and it didn't happen for much longer than I thought it would. When we saw $40,000 Bitcoin, I was kind of surprised, and when it hit 50,000, I was really, really shocked. I couldn't believe that we were all the way back to 50,000 this early in the cycle. And then I would have never believed that we were going to break through the previous all-time high. So let me get on to, kind of the point of today's video. And that is, what do you do now that these markets are, crazy like this? And what do you do now when a lot of people look like they believe that there's a high probability here that we are going to continue dumping? I can't give you any financial advice. That's for each and every one of you to decide on your own. But I can tell you that historically speaking, something that is relatively close to fact. I can't tell you whether the market's going to continue down or if it's going to go back up, but I can tell you that it is following Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin continues to go down lower, your altcoin positions are going to continue to go down lower, and 99% of the time they're going to go down lower faster and more violently than Bitcoin does. So if you're going to hold your altcoins through this potential 2, 3, 4 month dip, potentially watch Bitcoin go all the way down to, 45, 50,000, you have to be prepared. Let's say that you had an altcoin that was worth $100 and now it's worth 50. If Bitcoin drops down from 60 to 50, that's only, that's not a 20% decline from 60 to 50, but it will probably cause your altcoin to go down by another 35 to 50%. So if you've got an altcoin that's worth $100 right now at 60,000, I would say that at $50,000 Bitcoin, it's probably going to be worth somewhere between around $50 and $65. And if Bitcoin gets all the way down into, the $45,000 range, you get some real panic in the market, you could see some of the all-time lows of this cycle. I don't want to pick on Polkadot, but if we go back here and look at Polkadot, man, it's getting down. So it's number 17. Reason I'm pulling up Polkadot is because it's one that I've paid a lot of attention to. I really like a lot. What shows us here for its all-time low. So its all-time low, yeah, this is all the way $2.70 was 3 years ago. So during this market, let's see if we can hit this max chart. So we can see here, this looks like it's pretty close. So October 12th of 2023, it was down and around the $4. It looked like it hit $3.81. I never even knew that it got that low, but it was all the way down at around $3 to $4 here in October of 2023. So basically right before this, nice little uptrend started, Polkadot was sitting down at around $4. And so, folks, I could definitely see Polkadot, if Bitcoin runs back down, Polkadot at $6.44, it could lose another 25 to 40% of its value and be down at about a $4 token. And that wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. I would love to be buying some Polkadot again at, $4. Another token that's done incredibly well that I don't think you have to worry about it doing anything quite as bad as like Polkadot is Solana. Solana here at $129. It's up though from its all-time low, folks. I don't know if any of you were buying it back here, but you could have bought Solana here at $9. Just back here in January of 2023. And then I want to say there was a time when it was even lower than that, but I'm not really seeing it here on the charts. Back, it might have just been so fast that it didn't really get recorded, but there was a time back, I want to say in 2022, where Solana had some congestion and some negative news, and probably kind of like around the same time as Celsius and Voyager, and then the Terra Luna debacle, when I think Solana went all the way down as low as around $7 or $8 for a quick second. So don't get me wrong, I don't think you're going to have to worry about Solana coming anywhere back down towards this $11 to $15 range. But could it get back down to 50, 60, 75? In my opinion, once again, not financial advice, yes. So to get back to my point, folks, what I would be doing if I were you and I had cash is I would slowly be dollar cost averaging into this market. I would know that any money that I put in today could potentially go lower if the market continues to get smashed. but I could also almost guarantee that in 6 to 12 to 18 months, anything that I bought today is going to be an extreme profit. So this won't last forever. Same way that the Bitcoin run up from, $17,000 up to $74,000 didn't last forever. We're making that little bit of a downtrend, and it's just is what it is for a little, for lack of better words, folks. It just kind of, this is once again, this is what happens in crypto. And so I do want to give you hope, though, that if you have a portfolio that's kind of smashed, but you've got some cash, I don't know if you've ever thought about this, but let's say that you have a token that is worth, I guess $1 is easy math rather than like a penny. So let's say that you've got a token that's worth $1, and let's say that token goes from $1 to, $100. You just made 100x on your money. And yeah, you are super excited about that. And I would be too. But the way that I view some of these dips, let's say that during this dip, that $1 token goes all the way back to 50 cents. Okay. So let's say that you had, $100 invested in it. Now it's only worth 50 cents and you're kind of sick. Well, the answer to that, in my opinion, what I try to do is I buy another $100 or $200 worth of that token. And now if you buy $100 worth of it, you're all the way down to 75 cents and you've got $200 invested. And so now you would have 200 tokens, say, and you would have basically, $175 invested in those tokens. If you had bought 100 at $1 and 100 at 50 cents, or excuse me, you'd have $150 invested. Your average price would be 75 cents. But if you take now, so you would have 200 tokens times $100 is 20 grand. So in the first example, with $100 invested at $1 and at 100 X's, you made $9,900. In the second example, where it went all the way back to 50 cents and you bought another $100 worth, you made $19,925, if my math is correct. You spent $19,950 in the second example. So what would you rather have, folks? $19,950 for a $200 investment, or 10 grand for a $100 investment? Yeah, theoretically, you made, 9 grand on the first. So you'd only make 9. If you bought $200 worth at $1, you would have made 18 grand. Instead, you've made, $19,950. But it gets even more exciting the more one of your tokens gets smashed. So rather than, being sad that your $100 is in $50 and nobody really cares too much about that. But let's say that you've got $10,000 in this coin. Your 10,000 is worth 5,000. And instead of it going up to being worth 100 grand, you're sad because you would have made 90 grand. Well, in this example, if you had the ability to buy another $10,000 worth of it, now when it goes back up towards the end of this cycle, you're going to have $200,000. And in a lot of these situations, you might have an opportunity to buy a token that you put, that you bought at $1. You might be able to get it for 25 cents or 10 cents or 30 cents during the real part of the bear market. And that's the other thing as a lesson, folks. I'm already thinking about how I'm going to handle the next bear market. Like, I'm excited for this next bull market, but it's not going to last forever. So once, 2025 rolls around and we hit the peak of the Bitcoin, say at, 150, 200,000, 250,000, whatever it goes to, what are you going to do at that point in time? And it's not something that you need to put a ton of energy into right now, but it is something that you want to have on your mind, because one of the ways that you could have gotten into Solana, at $7 to $10 would have been had you been engaged in crypto during the bear market. Now, I even fell victim to this a little bit too, where life got in the way. I was struggling. I needed to be paying my bills and providing for my family. And I had a lot of things that, took some of my focus off of crypto when it was at its absolute worst. And I didn't get to accumulate as much as I would have liked. And so I think a lot of people are in that boat. There's probably a lot of you watching this video that didn't get excited about crypto again until you saw Bitcoin at 40,000 and 50,000 and 60,000, and you started jumping in and buying stuff over the last two or 3 months, which is great. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's hard to get wealthy and really create life-changing freedom unless you have a big amount of money to invest when Bitcoin is this high and tokens have already ran up this much. I'm going to talk a little bit about some microcap gems here, folks, too. So don't get me wrong, but I just, watching these markets kind of burn and looking at people's comments in some of the groups that I'm in and on Twitter, and just the fear and the people that are getting shaken out of the markets, the people that are losing hope and believing that they made a mistake getting into crypto at all, and like they're second guessing their choice to try to create wealth in crypto. It makes me sad. And I wanted to give all of you that are watching this channel, all of you are probably seasoned enough and have gone through some of this misery to where I'm kind of preaching to the choir. But especially for those of you that are a little bit newer in crypto and that are like, oh my goodness, how am I going to tell my wife? I told my wife I was going to take this $10,000 and turn it into $100,000 or $200,000 or $300,000, and she's asking me, "Hey, how's that $10,000 doing?" And it's $5,000. How do I tell her it's $5,000 yet still be excited and tell her, "Hey, don't worry about it, babe. Yeah, I know I lost 50% of our money, but don't worry about it, babe." And I can tell you that it's possible to do that because I did that. In 18, 19, and 20, I had to tell my wife all the time, man, my crypto portfolio is down 50, 75, 95, 99%. But babe, I promise you our time is coming. So I've been there. I've done that. I've experienced it. And so I want to help those of you that are having any second thoughts about whether or not crypto is really a good vehicle to create the wealth that you want to create, the freedom that you want to create. And I can tell you unequivocally that yes, it is. I don't believe there's another opportunity on the planet right now that is going to change as many lives financially as crypto is over the next 12 months or so. So you're in the right place and you're really here at the right time. And if you have money and you have the ability to continue to buy some tokens, then really this downturn, even if it lasts for 2 or 3 or 4 months, is a huge blessing in disguise. Because I promise you that when November, December, January, February of the end of this year and the beginning of next year come around, you are going to have a lot more wealth because you're able to buy these tokens at these prices and potentially even lower than you could a month or so ago. Patience is definitely a virtue, Eric. So with that, folks, I've got a couple of tokens. Some of you have probably watched the video that came out last night. Let me see if I can pull that up here real quick. For those of you that haven't seen it, let's go over here to YouTube. And these are a couple of the new tokens that I am excited about and that I just did a video about. So let me pull up my channel. For those of you that have not subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe. We're very, very close to, actually, I don't think that updated. We're up over 4,200 subscribers now, on our way to 5,000. But right here, we've got this video, 1,000 to 100,000 challenge update. And so, folks, I've got a portfolio where I am taking $1,000, $100 into 10 different tokens, and I'm going to run that up to $100,000 during this bull market. And so during this downturn yesterday, I added a couple of tokens, Solidus AI and Starter Labs, the build token, to that portfolio. So real quick here, let's go over to the coin market cap for Starter Labs and for the build token, BUIDL. So it's a little bit of a wordplay. I mentioned this token not too long ago. We actually have a huge giveaway going on for this token. We're actually going to give a little bit of tokens away today. So for those of you that are watching this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and make a comment on this live stream, because at some point in time today, before this video is over, we are going to pick a winner, and we're going to give a little bit of this build tokens away. The owners of the project have been super, super generous, and they appreciated the video that I'm making for them. And so they gave me some tokens that I am forwarding on to the community. They gave me some tokens on the agreement that these tokens were for giveaways. They weren't tokens. They weren't paying me to do the video. They just wanted to reward my community for participating and viewing the videos and being a part of the Infinite Crypto YouTube channel. So for those of you that are watching today, but you haven't made a comment in the live stream, make a comment in the live stream, because we're going to go back to these comments here in a little bit, and we're going to find a winner. So what is the build token? Well, it's starter.xyz is their website. Right now, it is sitting at around 14 cents. It just launched back towards the end of March, or rebranded. This is a team that has been around for about 3 years. And let me go over, I think their webpage does it more justice than CoinMarketCap here. This market cap, to those of you that are looking at it, is showing 4.18 million. I don't know where CoinMarketCap is getting that information, because in the Starter Labs Telegram channel, they've got like a buy bot, and it shows every time somebody buys the token, and they're showing the market cap there in their Telegram at closer to 30 million. That might be a discrepancy between the initial market cap and then the fully diluted market cap. But either way, whether it's 4 million or 29 million, it's definitely got a very, very low market cap. And let me pop over to their website and give you guys a little bit more context on why I am excited about this project. So you can see here, if I did it right, yep, I did it right. You can see here that it's back to tomorrow's success stories today. So it's another Launchpad, folks. I know you're probably getting tired of me talking about Launchpads, but this Launchpad is on the Base network. So one of the tokens that we talked about a couple of weeks ago that's done phenomenal during the last few months has been Aerodrome Finance, which is on the Base network, which is backed by Coinbase, which is funded by Coinbase. And just, you know, the Base network has everything that it needs to explode and do numbers like Solana and Matic and Cardano and some of these other, networks that, are competing with Ethereum. It's got super, super low fees. It's backed by Coinbase and Brian Armstrong. It's part of their long-term vision for crypto, where they're bringing in billions of people into the crypto market. And so this is a Launchpad that is built on the Base network. So it's not affiliated with Coinbase. Coinbase is not an investor or a backer of this project. But at the same time, folks, if you scroll down here, you can see Starter Labs founder selected as one of 50 to join Coinbase and other founders for the inaugural Stand with Crypto Day in DC. Starter Labs and Coinbase host Crypto Town Hall in Atlanta with former mayor. Starter builds first ever crypto in real life incubator and co-working space in the USA. So Coinbase definitely knows about this project, has been to their headquarters in Atlanta, and definitely, although they're not a backer and an investor, the fact that this is being built on the Base network, and what that means is that all of the tokens that want to launch on Base, a lot of them are going to go through this incubator, that are going to go through this IDO platform. If you go down to the bottom of the screen here and do your own due diligence here, but if you click on this view documentation button, and you come over here to this page, you will kind of get to see all of the breakdown. Decentralized incubator, IDO launchpad, and fundraising platform for builders and trailblazers. And, you can go through here by owning the tokens. You get to basically vote on what projects come to the platform, and then by owning a minimum of 5,000 of these tokens, you can get in on the tokens that they're launching. So I like this part right here. Fun fact, Starter XYZ is developed by Starter Labs, a leading blockchain research and development company based in the United States, but they also operate a physical co-working space and in real life incubator for blockchain companies in fintech payments capital of the world. An international company, Starter International, uses the Starter XYZ product to facilitate on-chain capital formation for projects. And what I really like about this project, as I mentioned, they have a 3-year history. We helped builders launch 60 plus IDOs and raise $45 million plus on Polygon, Ethereum, Phantom, Avalanche, and Binance Smart Chain during the last bull cycle. So if you go back to the original website here and scroll up to the top, it shows that again. So they've been responsible here. They helped raise over $45 million and launch 63 IDOs already. This is not a brand new Launchpad that's jumping up out of nowhere. These guys have a lot of respect and have a lot of clout in the crypto world. And so as they start to bring projects on board, I think that the ability for this token to have some amazing upside it's kind of like gains, which I love. But the cool thing about this token is with the different tiers that they have here, you do have to stake them, but there's no KYC required. So gains and most of the launch pads out there require that you KYC. You actually have to have, like your passport, your driver's license. When I got ready to KYC for gains, even though Gains accepts U.S. customers right now, that's not necessarily guaranteed to always be the same. But not only did I have to show them my passport, upload my passport, my documents, but I also had to prove that I lived where I said I lived. I had to do, I think it was a copy of a utility bill that had my name on it, and it had the address of the home that I live in. So it was a pretty intensive KYC process. With Starter, it's not that at all. In fact, let me get up here and see if I can find the little blurb where I was asking about this in their group, so that I make sure that I get it right. Forgive me here. Just give me one quick second. I think I'll have it up here in just a quick minute. Yeah. So Starter Labs, the developer of the platform, is here in the US, but Starter International, the user of the platform handling token sales, is international. So for international, there's an on-chain signature requirement for all users versus KYC. So what is an on-chain signature? All an on-chain signature is, folks, is basically a statement that you are showing that you don't live in a restricted territory. So some of these sales might not be available to US citizens, or some of these sales might not be available to, citizen, wherever you're from. But for those of you that have been in crypto for a while, where there's a will, there is a way. Wink, wink, wink. So what that means is, as long as it doesn't appear that you're in the United States, then there are ways that you can get in on these sales, even if you are technically a resident of the United States. So basically, if you don't know what that means, no worries. DM me, or ask somebody in the comments. I don't really want to talk about it on on stream. But in my opinion, I believe that almost anybody that wants to buy these tokens and stake them is going to be able to get in on IDOs, potentially for a long time to come. Now, don't quote me on that. There might be, things that come up and ways that they can detect, where your computer is and all of that kind of stuff in the future. But for the most part, a lot of these, as long as they can prove that they didn't believe that you were in a restricted territory, that's what's most important. And so I think that this has the ability to really create some fantastic gains with the IDO platform also. Not to mention, folks, if you just wanted to buy this as a straight capital gains play, a lot of these launch pads are going to go up to several $100 million, if not billion-dollar market caps when the market really heats up and Bitcoin gets to 100, 125, 150,000. And, and so this token could, if it's at 30 million, it's got a 30x in it just to get to, a billion. So, and I don't even know, like I said, that 30 billion might be fully diluted. It might be lower than 30 billion. So this token could have a long ways to run. And Sal, that's a good point. I might make a video, a wink, wink, wink video, and make that something that is available in the private section of our Discord group. Definitely there are some ways, folks, that you can get around some of these things, like with MEXC Global and some of the exchanges that don't require KYC. A lot of times they still have restricted territory. So if I go to log into an exchange and I'm using, my computer here in the United States, I'll get a pop-up blocker that'll say, I'm sorry, you are in a restricted region and you cannot use our services in that region. And so I X back out of it. I turn on my VPN, and then I go and log back into that exchange. And at that point in time, I'm able to use their services. Now, as a United States citizen, if I'm using a platform that doesn't necessarily want US citizens to be using it, I am careful. I buy my tokens, and I normally transfer my tokens off of the exchange fairly quickly because I don't want there to be any problem. But even I had a bunch of tokens on KuCoin, and KuCoin didn't really officially support United States citizens for a long time. I always had to use a VPN on KuCoin. And then when KuCoin just decided to totally get rid of all of us in the United States and they made us KYC with our documents, obviously I couldn't KYC for KuCoin. So I just, moved all of my tokens. So one of the things in that situation, KuCoin did not keep anybody's tokens. They gave all of us US citizens and any other parts of the world that needed to get their tokens off the exchange ample time to withdraw the token. In fact, I still have a couple of tokens on there that are like, maybe $10 or $15 worth of a token, but it's on the Ethereum network and it just hasn't made sense to transfer it off of there yet. But I still could if I wanted to, even all these months later. But, so I'm always more careful though with a platform that would, that want you to KYC and that you have to use a VPN for. I always get my tokens and get them moved into a private wallet as, fast as I can. So that is the first token. And then let's go back over to CoinGecko and take a look at the second token that I added to that portfolio. This is another one that I know you guys have heard a little bit about. Solidus AITech, sitting down at around 20 cents. So it's already gone down just a little bit. I think I bought it at about 21 cents on Tuesday. And, it just is what it is. But this is another token that I'm super excited about. This is another one, if you're dollar cost averaging into it, that you're kind of excited about, though. It was 49 cents, almost 50 cents a month ago, 60% retracement in a month. I'm not thrilled that the tokens that I bought during that time frame, I never bought any at 50 cents, but I think I was buying some at around 36 cents. So I'm still down darn near 50% on that batch. Now, the new batch that I bought for this $100, $1,000 to $100,000 bankroll challenge, those are in at a lot better price range. And I'm looking forward to, as the market recovers and this thing heads back up in the right direction. But you still got to look at it from look at this, 7 months ago, it was a little over a penny. And so it's still up almost 15x from its all-time low. Once again, another example of why you want to be prepared to be buying these tokens during the bear markets. We could have gotten to this token at 1 or 2 cents here just a few months ago. And yeah, we'd be a little frustrated that it had dropped from 50 cents all the way back to 19 cents. But the other thing, if you're going to buy anything that I teach, or, the copying me to any degree at all, is you would have taken some profits during that time frame. So you wouldn't be, super sad that it had made this dip. You would have, maybe ran it up, taken some profits here and there, and then had some significant money that you could put back into it. I'm not going to go into a lot of details. There's a video out from a couple of weeks ago that explains a lot more about this token. Did I ever bring up my YouTube channel? I said I was going to bring up my YouTube channel. I think I did, but I don't remember if I showed the video or not. But this is the video here. You're going to want to go check out this video. It came out last night, so it hasn't even been out for 24 hours. It's titled 1000X Potential, Solidus AI and Starter Labs Build, plus huge giveaway. So that's the other thing, folks. This Solidus token, we were giving away a couple hundred tokens on our deep dive video a couple of weeks ago, and one of the winners never claimed his prize. So we're going to give away 100 Solidus videos to somebody that makes a comment here. Go watch this video, like it, subscribe, and then make a comment. We're going to go down through this video here in a handful of days, and we are going to pick a winner for 100 Solidus tokens. And then we're also going to give away some build tokens too. We're going to probably give away, depending on the price of the token. I don't want to totally commit to a number. It's going to be at least 100 tokens, maybe more, depending on the price of the token. It's sitting at, 14 cents right now. So $100 is, only, about a $14 bill. So that might go up slightly, might be a little bit more tokens depending on the price. But definitely, if you want a little bit more insight on Solidus, you can watch this. What's that? I never added it to the stage.
No, but you did show it earlier.
Okay, I did show it earlier, but I'm going to go ahead and still add this, add it to the stage here. So this is the video here. Go check it out and make a comment on it. And then I also wanted to show you here, folks, where if you go back just a couple of weeks, oh, not on the lives, we want regular videos. You can see right here, folks, AI Crypto Gem 1K to 1 million. I believe Solidus AITech can 100 to 1000x. Got almost 3,000 views on that video. This is the video that you really want to look at if you really want a deep dive and a real in-depth look at the Solidus project. Hey, Dahana J, welcome. Hi, future millionaires. You ain't kidding, man. There's a lot of future millionaires on this stream today. Once again, folks, I appreciate each and every one of you. Does anybody, pick me? Hey, we got a few more comments there. So, folks, I was mentioning a little bit ago that we were going to give away 100 of the build tokens. Get your feet wet. You're going to need to have the base chain added to your MetaMask account in order for me to send those over to you and for you to be able to see them. But if you're just joining the stream and you haven't made a comment yet here on the stream, go ahead and make a quick comment here. We're getting ready to wrap this up and go enjoy the rest of our Wednesdays. Did anybody have a token on their radar? Did anybody have a token that they wanted me to take a quick look at today? Man, super chats are always appreciated, but I know that the streets are filled with blood today. I'm not gonna blackmail you into super chats. If you want to do a super chat and have me look at a token, that would be fantastic, greatly appreciated. But if you have a token that you'd like me to take a look at and you just ain't in the mood to do a super chat, go ahead and throw it in here and we'll see if we can look at a token or two. Hey, thank you very much, Nathan. Appreciate that. Glad to have you here. I hope that it is being helpful. We got Mythverse in the house. No, Mythverse, the gains giveaway has not even come close to ending. I'm glad that you brought that up. We're going to be doing a live stream this weekend giving away. We've got 1,000 gains tokens to give away. So thank you for the reminder. For those of you that haven't watched that gains video, we just did a gains video that came out last Saturday. So 5 days ago, on the gains platform. And they gave us 1,000 tokens. They donated 1,000 tokens for us to be able to give away to our community. So on Saturday, we're going to do a live stream. And what we're going to do is we're going to go just like on the video that I showed you. You go to the gains video, watch that, like it, subscribe to the channel, and then comment, I want gains, or just any comment on that gains video. And you will get entered into and be eligible for that drawing. We're going to do a random comment picker on probably Saturday, and we're going to draw several different winners that get at least 100 gains tokens probably. And then we're also going to give away a couple hundred of those gains tokens to folks in our Discord. So if you want to have a higher likelihood, a higher chance of winning, go join our new Discord group, because I think right now we're sitting at about 50 or 60 members, and at least a couple members from our Discord group are going to win gains tokens, where I think the gains video has 80, 100, 150 comments on it. By the time we do the drawing on Saturday, that could be up to several hundred comments. So you're going to also have a little bit higher likelihood to win some gains tokens if you join the Discord group. And that Discord group link should be right there, easy to find in the description. And so go join the Discord group. We've been putting together an amazing Discord group. We've been looking at all of the Discord groups that we can find. Channels that have hundreds of thousands of viewers, channels that have just a few viewers, and we've really been taking the best of everything that we can find in these Discord groups and adding it to our Discord group. So I think it's going to be the central hub and one of the places where you're going to get some of the most incredible value, along with watching these videos, of course. So definitely go get into the Discord group if you want to win some gains tokens. What do we got here? RWA, OPN, and LMR. So let's go, Dave, here real quick. Let's go over to CoinGecko and take a quick peek here at RWA. Now, is that an actual token? I know real world assets is RWA also a token. I guess we'll find out here in a quick second. So RWA, so X and finance. Okay. So X and finance sitting at about 18 cents, $21 million market cap. I like that. Looks like, is that Arbitrum? If I'm correct, I think that's the Arbitrum network. So I like the fact that it's on Arbitrum. Give you an opportunity to hopefully get into it inexpensively with not a lot of fees. Let's take a quick peek at the markets here. So it looks like you can get it. Yep, Uniswap on Arbitrum. It also is on Gate.io, Bitmart, CoinX, and Bitrue. So that's a few different sexes that you can get it on. I actually have a Bitrue account. It looks like there's no volume on Bitrue, though. I don't actually have any of these other accounts. Maybe I will need to go check them out. But for those of you that have Gate.io or Bitmart or CoinX, looks like you can buy the tokens there. And then hopefully it doesn't cost much to transfer them over to the Arbitrum MetaMask version of your website. Let's go ahead and take a quick peek at their website. XN Finance. So revolutionizing finance with cryptocurrency backed real world assets. New era of financial freedom for the fusion of cryptocurrency and real world assets on XN Finance. Well, folks, I think during this bull market, real world assets, RWA tokens, and AI tokens are going to be two of the best performers. I think that we're also going to see some, DPIN and some, BR tokens that do some exploding. That narrative is huge. And I think that we will get back at some point in time. We're going to see that metaverse is going to come back into play. Gaming is hot also, but my point is that RWA tokens are definitely going to be big deal during this particular bull market. So I would definitely take a closer look at this, and everything that I see just in a quick, minute or two look at it looks good. If we go back to its chart, looks like it's had similar luck as most of the rest of these tokens here. It looks like all the way back here in December, November of 2023, you could have got it for as little as a couple of cents, maybe slightly less. And then it's really had a huge upswing here from, when is this? This is March 20th to March 26th. Wow, really had a big upswing there. What did it go from? About 13 cents all the way up to a peak of around 38 cents or so. So I'm guessing, it's all-time high here. Well, its all-time high 3 years ago was $3. So this is a token that's been around. Feels like it kind of survived the last bear market. I didn't.
It's not sharing on the stream. What the heck? I don't know. It's not showing on the video.
Those of you that are on, it is?
Yeah.
What was showing before?
The other website you were on.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was looking at this website here.
We're talking about the statistics.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So when I went back over here, it didn't switch. Okay. Fair enough. So you can see here, folks, that it's about a $3 token 3 years ago. So it made it through the bear market and came out and still seems to be performing, still seems to be in business. And, that is definitely a testament, anything that can stick around. So it shows XN Finance has rebranded to XN Finance RWA, real world assets, taking advantage of that real world asset niche. And so I think it's definitely worth taking a closer look at that. Thank you very much for bringing that to our attention, Dave. And then we've got OPN here. Nathan wanted us to take a quick look at OPN. So let's pull up OPN here. Open Source Network. Wow. That kind of makes me nervous, to be honest with you, that it's up 28% today when everything else is getting slaughtered. I mean, obviously that's exciting. It's always nice to find tokens that are doing well, even when the market is not doing anything exciting. No market cap, no circulating supply, no total supply. So this is really, a token that I can't really give, any advice on. If it, unfortunately, Nathaniel, there's no way for me to know whether we're looking at, any kind of a rug pull, if it's a serious company, or exactly, what is going on with it. It also looks like a fairly new token. I mean, it's not totally brand new, but it's got, it looks like it's 6 months ago it was sitting at about 12 cents, or excuse me, its all-time low here was 4 days ago at 001. Its all-time high was 6 months ago, so that's also kind of a little concerning that it's 97% below its all-time high, even with this, incredible run-up that we've, had. It's down over the last 30 days. I'm not going to say that it's not a token that you should be buying, but it's just impossible for me to give any type of a real, genuine opinion on it. And then Genuine, we got Genuine wanting us to look at LMR. So let's go over here and pull up LMR. Lumerin. Okay, now this is a token that it seems like I have definitely heard that name and have looked at a little bit before. Real quick. Hey, Joshua.
What's up?
We got to figure out how we're going to decide a winner with these comments. So figure out something, kind of a fun way that we can figure out a winner from these comments. We're getting ready to pick out a winner. And one of the things that I will say is you've got to be on the video still. If we go to your comment and you're a winner and you're not on the video, you can't type in, something like I'm here so that we can get together with you and get your address. We're going to continue to draw winners. So make sure that you stick around. We're going to give the tokens away here in just a minute or two, but let's take a look at Lumerin. So 5.7 cents, $34 million, $35 million market cap. That's right in the ballpark of where this channel loves to find stuff at. The chart looks pretty similar to everything else that we're seeing. Looks like it's all-time high here. 43 cents, about, so still about 86% below its all-time low. That's somewhat normal. I mean, not every token, especially the older tokens, are anywhere near revisiting their all-time highs, but you can see that it's also 21x above its all-time low. It's 615% for the year, so that's pretty normal with a lot of tokens that are making good moves during this last bull market, and all of this stuff in the last 30 days is totally normal. That's just about looks like every single token. Go over here to Lumerin.io, its website. The smarter way to mine Bitcoin digitally, live on Arbitrum. Interesting spot here where you can launch app, shows the marketplace, the community, looks like wallet, token, roadmap, white paper. Definitely want to run your own node. Owning energy-backed hash power was never this easy. No need for expensive hardware or complex infrastructure. For more detailed instructions, visit our Gitbook guide. So download the Lumerin wallet. Yeah, very interesting project. It says here, trade your ERC 20 tokens for real Bitcoin mining hash rate and receive your mining rewards directly in your mining pool wallet as if you were running an ASIC at home. Interesting, very interesting. depending on all of the logistics and exactly how it works and exactly how much Bitcoin you can get, this project could be something that is, extremely exciting. As most of us know, or if you don't know, it's near impossible to make money mining Bitcoin right now, unless you have just, millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars to create a network of computers. Like, you need a warehouse full of computers. So the mining operations for Bitcoin are absolutely huge. And for the average person to make money mining Bitcoin, it's basically impossible. And it looks like Boomerang is trying to help, the average guy like you and I be able to get into, ways of creating an ability, the world's first person-to-person, low-cost, decentralized marketplace for trading Bitcoin hash power. So hard for me to give a good opinion on this because I'd have to do a lot more research, because this is definitely one of those projects where if it works and they're able to deliver on the idea, it could potentially be super explosive, could turn into billions and billions of dollars worth of market cap. And it could also help you turn your investment funds into some Bitcoin that is going to go, parabolic over the next 12 months and go up to 150 or 200,000. And so the combination of the capital gains that you can make on in token and the ability to get a hold of some Bitcoin without having to buy it could potentially skyrocket this token to the moon. But this is one of those tokens where it's kind of like all or nothing. They either make it happen and it goes extremely well and this thing becomes worth billions, or in my opinion, not financial advice, if it doesn't work, you're going to have a hard time pivoting and turning it into something else. So it's probably going to go back down to nothing or close to it. But I'm certainly open to taking a closer look at this and potentially, one of the things that I always talk about on this channel is risk versus reward. So if you were to throw $100 bill or a $500 bill or $1,000 at this token and it goes to zero, well, you're out $100 or $500 or $1,000. For most of us, that's not going to be life-changing money. It's not going to bankrupt us. It's not going to keep us from, paying rent. So I wouldn't put a huge amount of money into something like that, but I would certainly be willing to take a flyer. And as I'm learning more about it and seeing if the product actually delivers what it's going to, I would certainly be open to buying a few dollars worth of this token. In the meantime, let's take a look and see where the markets are. So it's on KuCoin. That's a great, that's a great sign. IO, it is a Ethereum-based token, so you're going to have to buy it on Uniswap if you can't get onto these exchanges. So that might make it cost prohibitive, depending on the Ethereum fees. Although right now the Ethereum fees are pretty low, and it's also, if you buy $100 worth of tokens and it costs you $25 fee, that seems just unbelievable. Why would anybody pay a 25% fee for $100 worth of tokens? But we're also, once again, we're talking about if this token goes into the hundreds of millions or the billions, then you're looking at 10, 50, 100xing your money, at which point in time that $25 fee is not going to seem like it's that big of a deal. And then Dahanje, you mentioned this, I think it was the Discord group or the Telegram channel yesterday. And so I do want to take a real quick look at this for you. I actually pulled this up yesterday. So let me run over to CoinGecko again. And we're going to go, what was it again? D-ARC. Let me see here. Yeah, B-ARC. All right, B-ARC. Blue Arctic Water Company. So this is, a little bit interesting. It's got a $1.4 million market cap, which is basically pennies, which is nothing, which I love. I love that. I also like the fact that the total supply and the max supply are all out. So this fully diluted market cap is the market cap. And so that is beautiful. And let's go over to the website. I looked at their website yesterday after you mentioned this, whether it was in Discord or wherever you mentioned it at. I went over to the website. So let's go over to the Blue Arctic website. And I'm the Blue Arctic Water Company tokenizing water resources to outlast a drought. So that's kind of interesting. I like the sound of that. I'm trying to figure out how tokenizing water resources, how that would have an effect on outlasting a drought. Let's see what it has to say here. Drought crisis, a global challenge. Recognizing the severe impact of recent droughts with emergencies in 23 countries and significant increase in affected areas, our company focuses on providing sustainable, eco-friendly water solutions. Our mission is to innovatively, through tokenization, to tackle this urgent challenge, ensuring reliable water across or water access and conservation for the future. And so definitely would have to dig into this white paper a little bit more and get a little bit more of an idea of how tokenizing this is going to create a situation where water is able to be delivered to these ideas. So it shows here strategic reserve locations, transportation, large private orders from like farms, governments, water products. So we don't have time on the channel today to like go through, but I would definitely go to this website if this is something that is interesting to you. Click on the investors and I would read through the paper. And let's go back to CoinGecko and see where you can buy this token. Once again, I mean, it's sitting at $1.4 million market cap. So anything that's that low is probably a token where you're either going to lose all of your money or maybe it is going to do, something special. It looks like it's had a kind of a somewhat normal chart. It's up 21% for the last 30 days, which means it had a nice little run up. If we go back, say, to a 3-month chart here. Kind of started out up here in January at about 4 cents. It looks like it came all the way down here at its low in March, down to around a penny, and kind of had another spike. So a little bit interesting that during January, February, and March, when so many companies were doing amazing things, that this kind of had a little bit of downswing. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad token. It's just a little different than a lot of the charts. And, potentially be, because AI and RWA and gaming tokens were kind of the craze during this last 3 months. If you look at, tokens like Matic and XRP and Polkadot and, a lot of the top tier tokens didn't make huge moves. So it's not necessarily that big of a deal that this didn't do anything crazy during this, bull market that we've seen over the last few months. You've got tokens like Arrow that went from a penny or so all the way up to a couple of dollars. Solidus was down at a very, very low price. I don't remember the exact price, but it was down in the pennies, maybe even in a fraction of a pennies, and ran up to 50 cents. But those were, gaming tokens and these new AI tokens. There wasn't a lot of tokens outside of those niches that, went and did anything, super crazy. So I would say be careful, folks, but I would definitely, I appreciate you bringing this to our attention, and I would definitely take a closer look at it. It is available, Uniswap, so it's another, Ethereum-based token. So watch out for the fees, and then it's available on Bitmart. So if you can buy it on Bitmart and get it sent out to one of your private wallets, that is, definitely something, worth taking a closer look at. With that, I'm going to go back to my son and see if you came up with any exciting way to give away these BUIDL tokens.
So I have made a spin wheel.
Okay.
With everyone who's commented once.
Awesome.
So I can share this and send it to you in Telegram.
Okie dokie. Am I going to be able to share it on my screen?
Yes, you'll be able to open it as a tab in your computer.
All right. All right, guys. My son, while we were going over those tokens, came up with a way to do a spin wheel. So I'm going to share this tab. Oh, cool. And then these are the people that have made a comment here. He's got everybody in there that made a comment, including Greg, who just commented. So welcome to the show, Greg. We are giving away 100 Starter Labs BUIDL tokens, and you not sharing. Let me make sure that we're viewing. We got to go to the layout. It's always the custom layout here that messes me up. There we go. So we got it here. Everybody name that should be on there is on there. I'm going to click here and see who is the winner of 100 BUIDL tokens. Oh, Nathaniel, you did it, brother. You even mentioned. Awesome, man. Congratulations. So, Nathaniel, I don't know if you are in our Discord group, but if you are not in our Discord group, I would go join it. But in the meantime, Daniel, do me a favor. When this video is over, make a comment, or if you want to, you can even just, share your MetaMask address here in this chat. Shoot me a MetaMask address. If you haven't added the base network yet, I can, you can go to chainlist.org. I can help you get the base network added to your wallet. But I definitely want to connect with you, and I want to make sure that I am connecting with the right one of you. So please make a comment on this video right now. Just go into the regular comment section, not here on this live stream, but on the regular comment section, Nathaniel. Just make a comment section like, I'm the winner. And what you can also do is if you go, let me switch over here to YouTube. So even if you don't have any subscribers on your YouTube channel, you can go to your home page of your YouTube channel, and you can basically edit this area here where it says your about. And so what you can do is go into your about here and edit this and just basically put your MetaMask wallet address that you want me to send the tokens to. And then that way, if anybody is trying to clone your YouTube or act as if they're yours, I know that it's you. So go make a comment on this YouTube video. And then when you get a chance, go here and put your MetaMask address in here and get the base network added to your MetaMask. And I'll get that 100 tokens sent out to you. And we'll also go ahead and get into the Discord channel. If you have the ability to get into Discord, you do that. And so, hey, thank you very much, Eric. I appreciate it. Always appreciate you. I know that you're here for every single thing that we've done. So appreciate you, and appreciate you also very much for being here, Nathaniel. Glad that you found the channel. And it looks like my son just threw the link there to the Discord group right here in the comments. So Any of you that are still on the video that are watching this, and if you haven't liked the video yet, please smash that like button. And then please, folks, go ahead and just join the Discord channel right now while it's on your mind and it's fresh. Check it out. You're going to be, I think, amazed by all of the different channels. We've got a gem channel where I post gems in there. Normally, they get posted in that gem channel before they hit the YouTube channel. So there's a lot of great reasons to be in there and be a part of the Discord group. With that, folks, it's been a little over an hour, going on an hour and a half, and I want to let you guys get back to enjoying your Wednesday. And hopefully this alleviated a little bit of your fear. So those of you that were maybe a little nervous about the markets and weren't sure exactly what to do, hopefully you feel a little bit better about the future. Even if we're in for some tough times right now, folks, we definitely have the ability to take advantage of this moment and dollar cost average into some of our favorite tokens. And then once again, take advantage of all of the giveaways. These tokens can become worth a lot of money. I got a guy on Dimitra that I believe he got a $50 Dimitra giveaway that's worth over $1,700. So a lot of these tokens are smashed down right now. I wouldn't be in a hurry if you win $30 worth of tokens or $20 worth of tokens to just go turn them into, you know, a stable coin or something like that. A lot of times these tokens, if you ride these out for the next 6 or 12 months, you probably aren't going to win 25 or 50 bucks. It's probably going to turn into hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. So as I mentioned, we've got the giveaway that we just did. But we've got the video that we did yesterday that came out on Solidus and the Build Starter Labs token where we're giving away 100 Solidus, and we're going to give away, I'm not exactly sure how many, probably 100 to 200 tokens of the build. Then we've got a deep dive video coming out on Saturday that we're going to be doing a huge giveaway on. And then we're going to be giving away a bunch of tokens in the Discord group too. So folks, stay tuned. I love giving you guys rewards and tokens for coming out and spending time with me and enjoying the channel. It's been a real pleasure to be here with you today. God bless you all. Have a fantastic week, and we will see you in the next video. Take care. Oops, got to end stream.